This DJ's so funky, man.
On 3, 2, 1. Activate.
This is the RDDC podcast.
Welcome to the Real Double Dose channel. This is your host Lex, coming to you straight from the heart, where the talk is real and the vibe is always live. I am so absolutely off the chain, wonderfully happy to be with you all today, because here, serving a slice of everyday life is what RDDC is all about. For any questions, show requests, or feedback, as always, you can reach us at Real Double Dose Channel at yandex.com. That's Real Double Dose Channel at yandex.com for any questions, inquiries, or just random things that you want to talk about, or any direct life and spiritual coaching, as we offer for free, and other services as well that go on the roster. And you can always check out our blog for just tips, videos, motivational, even recipe ideas, just different things of everyday life at realdoubledosechannel.blogspot.com. That's realdoubledosechannel.blogspot.com. And we are rolling out the red carpet hopefully by sometime. Well, summer's not officially here yet, it says on the calendar, even though it feels like it. But, YouTube channel will be on there for just another avenue for you guys to be more interactive with each other as well, on a more understanding frequency. I mean, YouTube is basically the new TV of everything. Thank you for helping us ignite and spark the hearts of the world. It's been quite a long time since anything has been going on. But as always, we have our apparel store. We have links to the visualization books. We have the Food for Thought Spirits coming out. Our Food for the Spirit, book coming out as well. And we have a few more about self-PowerPoints and a couple more little secret books that are coming out that I think and I know you'll enjoy. We also have a person that has won a beautiful gift again, from enrolling or for free, or just entering the RDDC giveaway, vacation giveaways. We have not given a vacation giveaway, but we're going to roll out one later on this summer for someone who wants to have one. I don't know who would pass up a free, vacation, but sure. But yeah, it's, if you want to put that in the blog, sign up for that, or just contact us at Real Double Dose Channel at yandex.com and send an email with "sign me up" in the description or subject line, and we will get you in there and we can have your info. And when you're ready to get winning a prize, we'll let you know on here and notify you by email as well, or your phone, and tell you about it. So we do have a person that has won another $25 gift card. This right here was a promo that Anthony put out, and it was just basically speak your heart kind of contest we did. We will also be having a Facebook page with some of those too. There's so many social media outlets right now of different things going on, and people are touching different platforms. We're trying not to go over the top, but we can manage Facebook, YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher Radio, TuneIn. We can handle 10. Let's just not go to 15, shall we? All right, let's dig right into our fruit basket here. It's been a while. Please forgive me as always. And it's not because of that. I had occurred an injury, very bad injury, the last few weeks. Not to mention problems with this internet and the connectivity, and trying to get someone out here in this humid weather to get that fixed, and appointments getting messed up. These are no such things out here that we can throw out here for excuses, but guess what? This is legitimate as it gets. I've been in and out the hospital. I've been rolling around in pain and could barely walk for maybe not even a week and a half. Couldn't even do anything for myself. So literally it would have been not impossible, but unproductive trying to get on here to do any kind of show. I mean, I just got to the point where I'm starting to feel better enough. That's not even including daily life, relationships, personal issues. That's not even including any of that. And right now we have Anthony and them laughing with me in the background for different things going on. But we love you. I wanted to get this conversation started. We will announce the $25 gift card giveaway later on here. Hopefully we don't forget. If not, they'll still be getting it no matter what. But this is going to go to our segment of how far. How far are we willing to go? It all comes from those, basically it comes from the deep part of what are we willing to do for it? Even if we're trying to go and have a whole new start in life, how far and how much are we willing to do for everything that's going on? And I don't know, wonderful things that come on in. So it doesn't do a whole lot of things, but guess what? It's always how far things are going to be managed for our lives in general. So I was sitting there thinking to myself, how could I be more productive with the things that are going on? And if those things aren't ready to be going on for the people in my lives, then how far will I make it? How far will things get? And what will happen? And all of a sudden, I had this wonderful thought in my head. Yes, that kind of thought. It was just almost like, I don't know if I'm ready for that right now. I don't know when I'll be ready for that right now. Maybe I'm ready for it later. But I never really questioned myself on how far things are to be taken for them to get done. It depends, right? If I want to be this wonderful sumo wrestler, how far am I willing to go for the training and eating of it, the healthy fats and different stuff? I looked into this. It's pretty intricate. If I want to be this unanimously awesome 12-pack bodybuilder, how far am I willing to go for it? And how far and how much am I willing to give? So how far and how much always comes hand in hand when we're dealing with things anyway. If you really look at it, you have to look at it. The end of the day, the beginning of the day, whatever it might be, is how much and how far are you willing to give within yourself? Is it enough? Can it be enough? Are you going to give 50% and then complain about the other 50%? That hasn't came yet. Or are you going to give 40% of something and still cry about it like, 60% is missing? That's the whole thing. It just comes to that. Relationships. Okay, this goes out to anybody, everybody, ourselves, all of us. How far are we willing to go? Some people will say, well, I really want to date this guy, but I'm not willing to go see him in Idaho. That's just too far. It's too much. Okay, well, at the end of the day, you never really had a full commitment to this person or what you chose to do with this person anyway, because you wouldn't be looking at it as how far. You'd be like, when? What time? I have to strategically map this together. It depends on that. So anything that we're always willing to give I can't and I don't or I won't. Yeah. I could have easily said, I just don't feel good. I can't get back on here. But guess what? One thing I'm proud about from how far I am willing to go the distance. I do want to give all I can. I do want to say what I have to say. But at the same time, I am dealing with a tremendous, huge load that most people in their right minds or other minds would be like, okay, never mind, I'll just walk away. Lex, you can keep that. And I'm still persevering. This has been like 3 weeks since I've been on here, and I feel awful about it. But at the same time, I know that life happens. Everyday life, taking a slice, life happens. And you have to be willing to accept that. I can't predict if I'm going to sit there and get into some huge injury, and neither can you. We can't predict what's going to happen in our lives every moment. We can prepare for stuff to happen, but it doesn't mean that our preparation is going to stop anything from going into the flow of which is already evolving. The whole point is how far are we willing to go? We can't say, oh, well, this is going to be the way we want it to be. Everything's going to be perfect. But I'm not willing to even have the measurements for the countermeasure of that. I remember, I'm not sure if it was Jack Canfield of Chicken Soup for the Soul, one of the authors, but he was saying when people visualize the yacht that they want, for example, or a boat or something, People just say, "Oh, I want a boat, or I want a nice house, I want this and that," but you don't involve the upkeep of that. You don't involve what it's going to take for that. Just like a brand new car. Well, I want a brand new car. I need gas. I need maintenance. I need tires rotated. I need different stuff. You have to add all those sums too and say, okay, well, I need more than what I thought I needed to maintain what I'm asking for. So the whole thing is how far are you willing to go? Because we can always pray and get on our knees and say certain things, but how far are we willing to go for ourselves? Now, I noticed for me, I can go on in for someone else. I can give overthetop.com, .net, .org for anything else, just about. But when it comes down for something I got to do and go into for myself, I shortchange that. And I don't know why. I'm not ever asking myself, okay, how far, Lex, you got to do it. I'm more like, as long as someone else is happy, I'm okay. But that's not good enough. That's not my how far. That's like, what's your why? That's still the whole thing. What's your why? How far? How much? How much are you willing to give? How much are you willing to do? How much are you willing to gain and lose at the same time? That's what I'm saying. How far am I willing to go? Now, a certain person had asked me for borrow a couple more dollars that they already borrowed. Could have been for some lunch. Could have been for some parking money. I don't know. And I was like, well, you already getting up there to the point where you already owe me $20 and I don't see anything returning back. So I'm like reluctant to do that. But I just went in my little billfold and grabbed my $2 out. Now, I could have grabbed the whole 5 singles, but it's like, no, just give them 2. Something told me just give them 2. They thanked me once again, smiled, and walked off. But what had happened next was something very beautiful. And it's always a way that the infinite source is speaking to us, especially to me when I keep asking for the conversation to be at hand. A man walked up to me and gave me $10 from his billfold and said, I just wanted to thank you for making me feel great in this moment. Now, I had no idea I was actually doing that, mind you. I had no idea whatsoever I was doing that. But at the same time, it felt great to know that I was giving it to someone. Of course, I didn't want to take it, but a lot of culturally, even in my culture, for the native side or the Spanish sides of my, it's almost an insult. And it could be like that to a lot of us. So I just took it with stride, and I was like, wow, I gave 2, and I got 8 back. I got 10 back. And I was like, wow, that just quadrupled or whatever it's fold back. And I was like, wow, well, let me give 1,000 away. Okay. But I'm just saying, at that though, I'm like, if I give 1,000 away at that thought, would I get 2,500 back? I don't know. Would I get 3,000 back? I'm willing to. Am I willing to risk that? How far will I go to see if that's true? Not today. But all I'm saying is, we have to give our how far is enough. And I feel like how far is kind of an understatement because it's the only word that I can get out right now to describe what I'm saying. But maybe this would be the title of the segment. Maybe it won't. But if you listened up to here, I thank you for your time as always. And it is how far. How far are you willing to go to achieve and to gain and to accomplish and to do and complete anything that you have set your mind to, whether it be a baking class, whether it be going to finish up your bachelor's degree in law school, or whether it be to be a social worker, or whether it be to be a great NBA player or a tennis player, or whether it just be to go help out some kids at the Boys and Girls Club, or go make some cookies for a nice nursing home, or just pick up some trash around the neighborhood, or just take out people for a picnic and go buy someone a random soda, or maybe take someone out to lunch or for a nice walk, whatever it may be. How far are you willing to do it? Are you talk instead of walk? Are you do, or are you preaching? Okay, are you preaching and you're not practicing? Or are you practicing and you're not preaching? There's only a defined line between all those things that are going on. The only thing I can tell you and tell myself at the same time is there should never be a limitation to anything that we say we want to obtain. If a person says, now I get this now, I subscribe to Randy Santel, That's Santel. He probably, more likely, he's not going to know about me mentioning him on here, but I do have him under my subscriptions for YouTube. Now, I love his episodes. He's up to like 320 something thousand subscribers at this point, and he's been on this long journey, and he's so adorable. It's tall, huge hunk of wonderfulness. I love you, Randy. So he's been on here. He doesn't worry about having the millions and millions of people, but just the love that he gets in the comments he get, and some haters, of course. Haters have to come with it just to know that you're right on course. He goes on there and does his food challenges. Now, and I'm sitting here like, some of them he's failed, not too many, just a few he's failed that I know of. And he still keeps striving for more. Now, maybe you might say, well, what is this reference with food challenges? Come on. We all eat ourselves into some kind of gluttony sometimes, okay? Whether it's a grape or a buffet. But I'm just saying, or words or lyrics or whatever. We all indulge into something overly than typical people would, in some kind of shape, way, form, or fashion. Anyways, point in case. I notice and I give him stride. Not only does he does it clean and cool and collected and with poise and just really going in, you have a good time when you're watching him. It's just the fact that he's willing to go how far. Like, he knows all right. When before you begin, one of his t-shirts will say. And I'm kind of like, wow, that's the truth. Like, how far? He knows that he's willing to go to the point of, and this is what I believe. I don't know about him, but he doesn't know if his stomach's going to bust wide open or not. He can say, well, I've done a 7-pound challenge of food before, so this 7 pounds might be the same, but he doesn't know how it's going to affect him. He's willing to literally die for what he's doing. If you look at it, because at any time his intestines could rupture. I don't wish this upon him, and I hope it never happens. But at any time, his intestines could rupture. At any time, something could happen or not digest correctly. Or any time he could choke on something. Or any time he could not be able to make it to something. But he's always willing to go there. He knows how far he's willing to go. And for me, in my opinion, what I see is when you're willing to die for something, and that just could be spiritually, emotionally, mentally, doesn't have to be at a physical state. And don't go out there doing some crazy stuff, okay? # don't do some crazy stuff. And this is letting you know to prove your point. I'm just saying you should be willing to give all that you got to never have a how far, because your how far is to the point where you're not going to be here to even know how far you went. That's how it is. To know that you went so far that you can't go back from what you wanted to achieve so much. When you dedicate yourself to something completely and fully, no matter how many times you fall back down, get back up. And I remember Les Brown had said, when you fall down, try to land on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up. You have to remember to be the change and feel the passion and embrace the power of the Spirit. And that's more than just words. That's the truth. How far are you willing to get up in or down deep into what you have to do? Whether it be, just being a great wife or husband or friend or relationship. Whatever you have to do, just ask yourself that question. It's a simple question to ask for yourself. How far? How far am I made of in these things that I say that I'm after, I believe? How far am I willing to do? How far do I believe in my beliefs? How far can I go? How far am I willing to reach? How far is it to get there? And how much of myself am I going to give to get there? That's the questions that we have to ask ourselves. And then you'll start knowing more of who you are. You'll start understanding who you really are and what you're capable of and what you're not going to give to yourself, what you're not going to give to what you say you want to do. There's a lot of things out there that we say we're about, but the path and the walks that we're doing is not going to get us to the places that we say that we're on. That's for me, myself included, Anthony, any of us out here. We have to be about exactly what we say we want. And if we want to just sit there and play in the grass all day and enjoy life, more power to us. But if we say that we're about a thing and we're for a thing, take that step, even if it's the littlest 20 to 30 seconds of your life, doing exactly what you would just absolutely adore doing or be about. Just make sure you know how much, how far, and the willpower you have to get those things to greatness. I hope it made sense in my jumbling of words every once in a while. I'm a little getting my warm up here after 3 weeks, but you get what I'm saying, RDDC family ends. You get it. I don't have to explain it down again. It could be on repeat, but you understand where I'm coming from. I know that you have it in you just like I have it in me. And anyone who can be able to receive and feel exactly what I'm saying, feel free to leave your comments. Feel free to say anything you need to. I look forward to being able to interact with you on YouTube and many other things as well. As always, I appreciate the times that we spent and the times that we have and the things that we are going to do of wonderful, wonderful greatness. So, oh, you know what? You thought I was going to forget, didn't you? Ta-da! Don't think so. All right. We have Liam. Okay, we have Liam Michelson. And he has won the $25 gift card to Target. So congratulations, Liam. He is called, I can't even see if I can get this card right here. Let me check this out. Where is Liam from? Okay, and that is Inez, Kentucky area. So I don't know if he is from there or he is just writing from there. I'm not sure. I was trying to look at this right now. But Liam, you are definitely one of the winners today. So let's congratulate him with our school bells here. Got the $25. Hey, it doesn't seem like a lot to many people, but $25 of free something you didn't have a minute ago is wonderfully happy. Because if you found $25 sitting in your pocket in some shape, way, or form that you could spend, you'd be happy too. So Liam, Mr. Michelson or Liam, awesome, great. I am so happy. We're going to be sending that to you ASAP. Thank you for entering. All those who want to enter, remember to go to RDDC, and that's realdoubledosechannel.blogspot.com or realdoubledosechannel at yandex.com. You can send those over to us. Let us know, and you can be one of those wonderful people to get stuff just for being you and enhancing your life. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that great that you have something that's just there for the backing of a better you and the beneficialness of all the awesomeness that lives in you? So, without further ado or less, I'm going to get my Lex thing back on and get my energy back and start being more frequently on here with the family and getting those things. So things might try to knock me down, but you see, I'm still willing to get back up. That's how far I'm willing to go. I'm not gonna let anything take me down without the fight of my life. So thank you for being with us, spending time, and just being your wonderful selves. Be the change, feel the passion, and embrace the power of the spirit. We'll be back with you soon, and tune in for more.